This is Don Durrett. I'm at the Metals Investors Forum. It's February 28th in Toronto, and I'm talking to Arturo Préstamo. It's a tough one to pronounce. So I've been an investor in Santacruz Silver for a long time. I've always been a fan. There's very few silver producers with a market cap over $100 million. They're rare, right?
Yes.
And so if you can find one that you like that has a good team like yours, good projects, generating free cash flow, I get really excited. I want companies that have leverage, and I've always said silver's going to 100. You know, back when silver was 20, I was just going to 100.
I know,
and so
yes.
I was invested in your company for that leverage, and now your stock is taken off. But the thing that's crazy is it's still really, really cheap. There aren't any expensive silver miners right now. And then one of the reasons why is because silver is went up really quickly. It's like $90, but companies haven't been valued yet at those levels.
No.
People don't believe that those levels are going to stay. I always say that silver gets to $150 and then stays there for like 6 months.
Oh. That'll be fantastic.
So the stocks are just going to go absolutely bonkers. So that's a scenario I'm looking for. Now, the thing I want you to talk about today is your current production levels, your current mines. I mean, you have a lot of them, and then talk a little bit about Soracaya adding to that production.
Correct. Yes, Don, absolutely. And you know, referring to the metal prices, I mean, even at $70, $80 silver, we're all silver producers going to make a lot of cash flows this year. So it's a very exciting year. We produced last year 14.6 million ounces of silver equivalent, where you produce around close to 6 million ounces of pure silver. This year, we're going to be growing slightly, just reaching efficiencies across two of our mines, Bolivia and Zimapan mine. And we should be close to the 15.7 million ounces silver equivalent for 2026. And as you point out, I mean, Soracaya, it's in the process of getting this mine fully permitted. We are expecting all permits on hand by August at the latest this year. And at that moment, we're going to start mining, even though we don't have a milling facility yet there, but we're going to start mining 200 tons per day, 300 tons per day by the end of Q4. And during 2027, we're going to start building the mine to its budgeted throughput, which we expect around 900 tons per day. That's a mine that at that point will be producing close to 3.6 million ounces, 3.4 million ounces silver equivalent, where around 80% of the production will be pure silver.
Beautiful, beautiful story. I don't know if people really understand what you just said there. The way that this business works is companies don't get valued for development projects. They get valued for cash flow. So Soracaya is a very significant mine, and you're basically going to start mining it this year. And so I always say that the best investment is a producer that's undervalued, that's growing production, which is exactly what you are. The thing that's amazing is that if you look at the silver producers today, none of them are growing production. So we look at the top. So top one is probably Hecla.
Right.
No increase in production in anywhere in the near term. Coeur Mining the same way.
That's
right? Pan American the same way. First Majestic the same way. The top four, none of them have production. Now, First Majestics are going to grow Jerritt County. That's gold production.
Right.
But it shows you how difficult it is to find a silver mine and add it.
I agree.
And so you are one of the few that's growing production. Like I said, it's the best investment you can find. You can find a silver miner undervalued, adding production, and you're not just adding a little bit. You're adding a significant amount. Soracaya is a pretty significant mine. I've been saying Santacruz is a really, really good story. If you look at silver miners with leverage, just pure leverage, yours is one of the better ones, which is kind of amazing because your stock has done really, really well. Over the last year, you're up really significantly, but it's still got legs. It's pretty amazing. Exciting names. So one of the things that I was always concerned about your company was mine life. And I told you this at Beaver Creek, but I'm not worried about mine life anymore. And so
Yes.
can you explain
Absolutely.
why?
Yes, good point, Don. I mean, uh, across all of our assets, we're doing constantly exploration, no? On a literally daily basis. So we have always replenished our resources, even 1.5 times than what the mine is depleting every fiscal year or any parameter that we can consider. So we're going to put out an updated resource estimate in the next few months. Actually, for the first time, Simapan is going to bring an update resource estimate as well, where you will see resources increasing significantly. For the Mexican mine, you'll see north of 5 million tons, which gives you around 7 years of mine life.
Nice.
And in addition to that, the mine, as we speak, is drilling, and we're intersecting very high and very interesting and wide ore bodies at level 960, where we are now mining. And same for Bolivia. I mean, in Bolivia, we're exploring, we're making infill drilling continuously for our operations, but we have also like a ratio in Bolivia where when you are exploring narrow vein systems, it's very difficult to, or very expensive to inventory many years in advance because the drilling campaigns, the diamond drillings are more expensive. So as long as we have 5-7 years in front of us, I think it's a comfortable measure that or ratio that will give us planning
Right.
ahead. Also important to mention that our resources ratio to convert them into reserves, it's always 1.5, 1.4 times. So
Right.
if you consider the resources as part of our mine life, we have around 12 years of mine life in average in Bolivia, even though they are narrow vein systems.
Right. The one thing that I appreciate your answer there is companies, if they have a problem with mine lives, they pretty much have to tell you. You know, they
Yes.
can't keep it a secret.
No.
And a lot of companies will tell you, okay, the mine life's only 3-4 years. The one thing that in Beaver Creek that I was really excited to hear from you is your kind of your confidence, and you just reiterated it there.
Yeah.
We're good. We know it's there. We stay ahead of it. We know these mines are going to extend. These underground mines, they tend to go years and years and years and years. So that, which is very exciting. So there, when I look at your company, I look at red flags.
Mhm.
There's very few because I mean you're generating a lot of free cash flow,
Yes.
and you have the mines, you have the solid mines, you have the team. Everything looks really great. So one thing we probably need to talk a little bit is Bolivia. That country as a whole is becoming more mining friendly.
Yes.
Their politics historically has been a little unfriendly. Now it's turning mine friendly. However, there's one issue, and the issue is their budget. They've been having trouble with their budget, and there's been a little bit of capital controls.
Right.
But those capital controls, my understanding is they're not going to stay on. They're not going to. It's not a long-term issue. Can you talk a little
No.
bit about that?
Absolutely. As you well point out, I mean, last November, the Central Right Party won in Bolivia. And not just that, I mean, the Congress has been already pretty much controlled by the Central Right Party. And Mr. President Rodrigo Paz has promised to bring the mining industry as one of the flagship industries of the country. For that, he needs to, and he knows that he needs to change the legal framework on the industry, and he's willing to do that. He's already working with the Mining Association in Bolivia. Eduardo Torresillas, our COO, is the president of the Mining Association. So I can tell you firsthand that Mr. Rodrigo Paz is serious on the matter, and he wants to bring certainty and comfort to the foreign investment,
Right.
so that they can come back to his country, to Bolivia, to invest.
So I have two final questions. The first one is, I don't want your company to be acquired by anybody. So if somebody came in, right now, you're CEO, I think you want to build a big company.
Yes.
And you're confident no one's going to come steal you? Because right now, I mean, if I was Hecla, I'd be buying you right now. So you're not for sale, right? And
No,
you
we're not for sale, no.
and no one's going to take you,
No.
and you're going to be around a long
We're
time.
going to be around, and we'll keep building this company to become a larger company.
Awesome. So my last question is, Bolivia, it seems like anywhere you drill a hole, you find silver.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly right. Yes.
So and it's elephant country.
Yes.
You find some really big mines. So after Soracaya, you're going to start looking for some more?
We have already started that process. And just to give you a reference, Don, you have Argentina on the south east. Argentina exports around $45 billion a year on metal contents. You have Chile on the other side, and they export around $55 billion a year. Bolivia, in the same mineralized trend, they only export $4 billion.
Wow.
The reason for that is that
Opportunity.
the country has been unexplored for more than 20 years now.
Oh, right. And it's in your neighborhood.
Yes, we're in the right neighborhood.
Well, Arturo, this has
Thank
been
you,
great.
Don.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I like your company even more after this conversation.
Thank you so very much, Don.
Thank you.